you effectively go and get a mission and bring it to life? How do you successfully get there, right? It was a cool milestone moment when we looked at it and said, we set a mission. 3 years later, we've done it. Well, how did we do it? So if you kind of look back at that, it started with like understanding who we were. And you've heard me talk about core values till I'm blue in the face. But core values are what built this machine. And it was a way for us to not only transfer belief, but transfer an identity, transfer core values. And the thing about it is like the more you do it and the bigger you grow and you make these core values a foundational element of your company and the way you operate, you don't have to transfer them. You go find people that already have them, and you find alignment, and you find people in the world. You know, when we do a job posting, it's not uncommon for us to have anywhere from 100 to 1,000 applicants. And that's crazy to me that, you know, like, hey, we posted a job the other day, and just on like Facebook alone, personal messages to me was over 100 people, you know, wanting to know how they could get in to interview for that position. And it's a really reassuring thing to know that you have severely qualified people, but you also have this subjective set of core values that they have to align with to be a good fit. They could be highly qualified, but they don't fit culturally. I've had so many employees on the show, and you've heard every one of them talk about the culture of the business. You've heard every one of them talk about how that culture, you know, has helped them reach milestones in their career or knock down walls in their career, and how they fell in love with the place that they're working in because of the culture there, and we protect it by having it. And only bringing in people who share the same core values. And so those core values were B, we want to be the best at everything we do. It's not okay to be the biggest. We want to be the best. The A was always growing. The only way we can maintain a level of being the best is to always be committed to growing and doing the necessary work to maintain being the best, because other people want to be the best as well. So how do you get there? You know, you go out and you compete and you get better. You practice. The R was really loving what we do. There's plenty of qualified people who could come in and perform tasks and, you know, deliver on deadlines and those kind of things. But if they don't love this the same way that we love this, it's not a good fit. So you got to really love what you do to work here. The N was never stop giving. You know, a big piece of what we do is we give timeless amounts to our employees. We pour into them in unprecedented ways. We make a big deal out of the team because they are the lifeblood of the organization. So we give back to our team constantly. We're always putting them in environments to level them up. We're always, you know, celebrating their successes, their accomplishments. We're always doing these big events and quarterly offsites and bringing them together to celebrate everything that they've accomplished. And then we also partner with our communities and charities, and we give financially and we give of our time. You know, it's not uncommon that on a random fall Tuesday, you come out and half of the staff is out at a baseball game volunteering their time with special needs kids. Or that, you know, in Knoxville, we've got team members that are at a gala of support for a local or regional charity sponsorship that we have, or they're running an event through the community, or we're present, and we're always giving. We're giving time, we're giving money, we're giving resources to everyone that we interact with. The D is doers. This would have never happened if we hadn't have a doer mentality. People that aren't going to look at it and say, well, that's not in my scope of work. I'm not willing to negotiate on that. And you see that a lot in like big corporations where people just don't budge. Well, it's not my job, not my responsibility. That doesn't exist here. And we intentionally hire and go after people who embrace that. And then the O is our legacy is what drives us. And what is a legacy? It's what people remember how you made them feel. It's that moment of like, this is more than just servicing a client. This is more than just, you know, adding another dollar to the revenue. It's more than just an event. It's more than just a contract. It's more than just that. It's how did they feel throughout the process? And we get it right, and we get it wrong, and then we fix it, and then we get it right, and then we get it right, and then we get it wrong again, and then we fix it. And so and everyone is passionate about getting it right because it's a legacy. And so, you know, those core values got us here. And so now we're shifting those as well. New mission, new sets of core values. We're not taking any away. We're just adding to. So again, a brand new set of core values rolling out, you know, expanding all those the letters of Barndo. Like, what do they really stand for now? What do they stand for our employees? What do they stand for our clients? What do they stand for our trade partners? And how do we do that? Like, what are specific things that we can do on a regular basis to make sure that we're absolutely delivering on what we say that we're doing? And so that process is taking place now, to where you're seeing all these changes. Well, the reason behind that is because where we are now is vastly different than where we were when we began. And I think it's a constant reevaluation of like who you are. Why are you doing what you're doing? If your vision was big enough in the beginning, your vision doesn't change, but the mission changes. You know, you're going to accomplish these things if you set out to do them. And when you do, it's important that you strategically change the mission to increase it. You got to increase the mission. Hey, it's a bigger machine now. Like, we could do more. We can pour into these core values at a higher level. We can give more. We can recruit better. We can do all these things at a different scale. And so that's what's happening. And so now you're seeing us reevaluate those things and build bigger, loftier goals to be able to go out and tackle this thing. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs kind of get stuck in a rut because you started out great, and then, you know, you kind of deviated a little bit, and then you try to go back to it, and then you deviate a little bit, and then you go back to it. And I think it's really important to start out and build something with a monumental vision to where it's so big that it seems absolutely impossible. And then you set your ears back and you go after it, and you just tackle it one thing at a time until it's not impossible anymore. And then you shift and you start building something new. And that it's been an incredible ride to get there. You know, and so that kind of breeds all kinds of changes. So like inside of this thing that started as a couple guys trying to build a couple barns a year, to transform it into hundreds and hundreds of barns and multitudes of states and hundreds of counties, where we're servicing so many people. You've seen other things kind of spin off of that, like you know, trying to meet people where they are. So like we've expanded. We don't just build barndominiums, we also design them. So from a full turnkey perspective, we can take somebody, meet them at the crossroads of they've got a vision and a dream, and now we can walk them through that thing from start to finish. You know, you walk in the doors, we're going to meet with you, we're going to design your barn, we're going to help you make the selections of your barn, we're going to tie you into financing, we're going to put you in the driver's seat of this, and we're going to get you across the finish line, and we can guarantee that that's going to happen. And so we're constantly trying to focus on how do we increase the experience of everyone in the organization. And so again, the purpose of this is a couple things. One is, if you're a consumer and you're watching this, I want you to know what we stand for. I want you to know that it isn't just words on a wall. It's not just something that we talk about. We absolutely live this every single day of our lives. We're committed to being the best. We're committed to growing. We're committed to doing the things and doing the hard work and going and finding the best people and breaking down walls and building bridges into how you can do this and do it better. And we're better today than we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And we're going to be better than this 6 months from now. And it's a constant level of improvement to continue to reach more people and build bigger dreams.